Hey guys, it is our favorite day of the month. It is our Azure Standard pickup day. So we went and picked it up, my girls and I did, and it is cold and only going to get colder. So I am very thankful that we were able to pick it up today instead of it having to be tomorrow, because tomorrow is supposed to be snowy and just very frigid. So I'm very excited that I was able to go get it today. And so I will show you guys what I got. Okay, so we got everything unpacked kind of, I guess, but it looks like we didn't get a lot, but we spent a lot, and that is because we stocked up a lot on just a few things. So we only really got a few products, but we got a lot of each of those. So the first thing that I got was butter. So usually I order the Rumianos, but they were out of stock. So I decided to try this one, and I was so impressed with the reviews on it, so I hope it doesn't let me down, that I got 3 whole boxes. So normally in the Rumiano one, it's almost, I think it's double this. It might even be a little bit more than double this, and I usually get 1 box about every month. We don't go through a whole one in a month usually, but it's close enough that if I need to skip a month or 2 throughout the year, it's not a big deal. But I did go ahead and get extra this time just because there's a lot of holiday cooking that is happening right now, and I don't want to order next month. So a lot of the stuff that I ordered this month, I normally wouldn't get this much at a time, but because I don't want to have to order next month when it is going to be even colder, I went ahead and just stocked up as much as I could this month. So we start out with butter, and then the next thing that I got a whole lot of was this Parmesan cheese. So I have ordered this box of cheese in the past. I don't remember how long ago I ordered it. I want to say maybe 6 months, and these lasted vacuum sealed like this in my refrigerator for that long. So I just cut open the last one last night and grated it in the Vitamix, and it still was just as fresh and delicious as the very first wedge that we opened. So this is a box full of 20 of these, and this will take us several months to get through, but I'm pretty excited about having a refrigerator stocked back full of Parmesan cheese, because this is a great way to add a lot of flavor with just a little bit of an ingredient in tons and tons and tons of different dishes. So Parmesan cheese is definitely a must for us to keep in stock, and so having a box of it is really handy. The next thing that I grabbed were these minced onions. I was out of them. I've heard a lot of really good things about them from other people on YouTube, and just reviews were good for them. So I grabbed a pound of the minced onions. This is, I guess, kind of a cheese month for us because we have the Parmesan, and then the next thing I got was this big thing of feta. So it's feta cheese in the brine, and this stuff is also supposed to last several months as long as you keep it in the brine in the refrigerator. So I have a special spot in my refrigerator just for this cheese, and it will live there, and we will use it for tons of different dishes, gyros and salads, and just tons of different stuff that we can use this feta cheese for. So I'm pretty excited to have this. This was, I want to say, less than $20 for 4 pounds of it, which is a pretty good deal for a good feta in the brine. So I felt pretty happy about that. I felt pretty good about that deal. I got 2 loaves of mozzarella. I have 1 loaf unopened that I need to open and shred in my refrigerator right now. And between that loaf and these 2, this will probably last us 2 to 3 months in mozzarella cheese. We do have pizza though on our menu every week, and so we might go through it a little quicker than that, but 1/4 of this is usually about a meal of pizza for our family, roughly. So this should last us a while in mozzarella cheese. And then I have 1 kid, my son really loves pepper jack. And I didn't realize that pepper jack was, some was jalapeno in it, but some is bell pepper. And so I mentioned this to him, and he was like, oh, please get that. I want to try it. So I got 3 of these to try, and then we're having tacos for Christmas Eve dinner with our big extended family. And so I thought we would shred some of this up and have this with tacos. So pretty excited to give that a try. Oh, and it's raw, which I really like that. We have some tummy issues with dairy in our house, so we drink raw milk anyway. So anytime that we can get raw dairy, you can't have raw mozzarella. That's you have to cook it to make it, but you do not have to have cooked cheddar. And so any of the cheddar that I get, I always get from Azure because I can get it raw. So that was another thing that I really liked about this. The next thing that I got was a bunch of stuff for sweeteners. So I needed some cane sugar, and I ended up getting 4 of these 5-pound bags because they did not have the 20 or 25-pound bag, whichever one is slightly bigger. They didn't have that. And so I needed to stock up on sugar. We have done a lot of baking and stuff for the holidays. And so I really needed to stock back up on that. So I ended up getting, 4 bags. So 20 pounds of sugar. That'll last us for a good long time. I just took the last of my other 5-pound bag of yeast out of my freezer. So I store it in the bag in my freezer, and I just continue to use this to refill a jar that stays in my refrigerator. So it will take me probably 6 months to go through this 5-pound bag of yeast, but I loved the Azure yeast. I had no problem with it whatsoever. And that's how I've used it for the last 6 months or so, maybe even longer than that. And I have had no problems with it. So I went ahead and ordered another 5-pound bag because just like everything else, we've been doing a lot of bread baking. I do a lot of bread baking anyway, but especially in the winter, that's just kind of a go-to for us to add some heartiness to any meal. Just add some nice warm fresh from the oven bread, and that's always a winner. I also got another thing of honey. So the last time that I ordered honey from Azure, I got like the big, I want to say this one is 6 pounds. So the last time I ordered it, I got the big 12-pound one, thinking that, well, we used the 6-pound pretty fast. It only took us about maybe a month or 2 to get through the 6-pound. I'm going to get the 12-pound one and use it. But there were 2 things I didn't like about it. First, that it was in the plastic. So if you can see here, this has like become granular. It's granulated, and that's fine. You can fix that. But what you have to do to fix it is put it in like nice simmery water on your stovetop in a pan, and just let it sit there for 20, 30 minutes or so. Occasionally give it a stir if you want to, and that will melt those granules back down, and then it will just stay liquid. So I like that it's raw. I like that it is in glass in this because that is easy to do. But with the 12-pound one, because it was in plastic, I did not want to put the plastic on my stovetop in a pan, no matter how hot or cold it was. So I prefer this one because it is in glass. Now, price per pound, you do get a better deal in the 12-pound one, but for us, I didn't care. It wasn't worth it. And then not just that, I found that at the end of that 12-pound one, I actually pulled out an old, this is a half-gallon jar. I ended up pulling out an old jar that I had that was clean, and I took all of the honey out of the very bottom and put it in another jar just like this so that I could heat it up, and that was great because every time we stuck our arm in that jar, in the big 12-pound plastic one, we got honey like all up our arm because it was so tall. So I will always just order this size. Again, price per pound. The other one is a better deal, but what you're getting, the product that you're getting in the end, this one I am definitely a bigger fan of. We've been making a lot of chocolate chip brioche buns for breakfast, and so I needed some mini chocolate chips, so I got some more of those. These are 5 pounds. And then the last thing that I needed to get some more of were some whole chickens. So I order these pretty often. I don't think I ordered them last month, but I did need to go ahead and get them this month. And even when I ordered them, I don't know why I was thinking that it was 6 chickens, but it's not. It's 8. So it's an even better deal. I'm even happier with that. I am so pleased with these whole chickens. This is by far the best whole chickens that I have found from anywhere, any farmer, any store, anything. These are the best ones I have found, bar none, because they are air chilled. I've talked about this before. I can't pull this out right now with one hand, but they are air chilled, which means that to chill them, they do not throw them in a vat of cold water that has like other chemicals in it. They chill it with air. And so they are not pumped full of extra water and stuff, extra saline mixture. They don't have that in there. And so these just are juicy all on their own, and they stay that way. And I have been extremely pleased with this product. This and the butter are two things that if I ordered nothing else from Azure Standard, I would order the chicken and the butter. So that's it this month, guys. It doesn't look like we got a lot of stuff, but I am pretty excited about having all of this back in my refrigerator and freezers, and I am very excited to make some good use of this and make some yummy food for my family. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.